Brian Schifferling of CWFalcons.com here with Sam Spranger. Sam running this week at the NCAA Division III Outdoor Championships and in the 400. And let's go to your qualifying time, 48:09 at the NAC Championships. Take me through that race. How were you able to run so fast, and what went well that day?
What went well was that I actually, in prelims, my Coach Starks and I, we went through just saying run your race, which we did, and I ran a really nice, easy 49, almost flat. I felt really good. I didn't really have to try in the end. I gave up in the last 100, so it was really nice. So I knew there was more capable of me. Knowing that Jonah Johns, he ran like a 48.3, I believe, and knowing I seen that, so I knew he was pretty fast, so I knew I had to set up the next day. And then when it came to finals, I really just kind of dug down, got really deep in my thought and my prayer, and I really came out and gave it my all. And the last 100 really was the toll. I barely got him. I was still catching him, but after the race, he told me that if there was at least 50, maybe 20 more meters, he knew he would have lost. So it was a very fun, entertaining race.
And you mentioned Jonah, Wisconsin Lutheran. He's also competing this week. Your first year and a half, it seemed like you were just dominating the NAC in the 400. Then he kind of comes along, this rivalry starts. Has that only helped you run faster, knowing you have this guy that you're competing with, at least in the past few weeks?
Of course. An actual fun fact, we were in the same conference in high school. We were in the flyweight conference. He was running pretty well in high school. Then his senior year, they moved conferences. That's when he really started to peak. So coming in as a freshman, I was wondering where he was because I know he went to Wisconsin Lutheran. And I guess he started learning how to run his 400s better and not being afraid. So that's really when he started like coming out of his box and his shell. So I know coming in as a freshman I was dominating, but I always felt that some sort of presence was going to come eventually, whether that be Terry Moore or Jonah Johns. And I felt like this year, like he came out of nowhere. I think it was 2 weeks before conference was ended, because I was racing against him my first meet of the year outdoor in St. Norbert's, and he ran a low 50, and I ran a 49. So I was really wondering where that came from. But then looking back in high school, he did run a low 48. So it's very interesting to see what he ran, and it's very good competition. And I believe it's going to help us in the future, him and I just going back and forth to the finish line.
You went to the last chance meets the last couple weeks. Won last week, close to your PR. But I'm just kind of curious, after the meet, you were sitting tied for 19th, top 20 make it. What was that like Thursday night as you're checking the results, seeing if you're going to be in the top 20?
Well, I was seated, I think it was 17th in the beginning, and a couple guys from Wesley came up and beat me out. So I wasn't sure, but Coach Sam Starks, she goes, I have a feeling you're going to be 19th, just out of the blue. And through that night, through the day, right after my race, we checked the times. We kept checking, kept refreshing the page. It was Sam and Jonah and me just sitting there on our phones right after the 400, scrolling, checking. Jonah's like, oh, they raced, this guy raced, and Sam's like, I think you'll be okay, blah, blah. So we just drove home, and Sam said, like, even before I even got to the last chance meet, that she could tell that I wasn't myself. She was like, yeah, you weren't as weird as usual. So, I mean, it was a lot to take in, but as soon as it hit 12, I knew, clock at midnight, I knew that I had it in the bag, but it was still like that nerve-wracking thing. You're sitting at 19th, you're tied for 19th, so technically you're practically 20th, and you just gotta bring it out on Friday and see what you can do to try and make it on Saturday.
Yeah, you enter seated 19th. A teammate of yours, Gavin Filatico, entered fairly lowly seated last year as well, became an All-American. What is the goal for you this weekend as you run at the national meet?
The goal for me is to get 15th or above. That's my end goal. What else is there? It's like at lacrosse, so it's like running at home for me. I went to state there a bunch of times. I've ran in some pretty crappy conditions, like even physically and mentally. So I think, and miracles have happened there for me. I ran a 48.71 with 2 pulled hamstrings there. So I believe that I'm going to get 15th or above, and I'm going to try to do that for CW.
All right, well, he will run on Friday at 4 p.m. If you do qualify for the finals, that'll be Saturday at 1:10. It's in lacrosse. Sam, good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.